Okay, hi again. So I just uploaded an hour-long video working with SoundForge, putting together a playlist and then exporting that playlist or rendering the playlist as a single MP3 file. And that can be useful for um, radio DJs who might be producing a weekly radio show, or if you'd like to grab a bunch of your MP3s and create yourself a playlist, for your devices or your car. And instead of having just 10 to 20 tracks to choose from, you could put 10 to 20 tracks into a single MP3 and then make a whole new playlist. And essentially, you could have, 20 songs in 2 files, as opposed to 20 songs on your device. Okay, in that other video, I ran into problems and headaches, and it ran into a quite long video. This one, I'm going to attempt to do a quote-unquote speed run and do the very same video that I just did, except a short version, because I don't know that people are going to want to really truly sit through a full hour, and I can understand that. However, that being said, I would ask that you do go and watch that full hour, because there were a lot of things that I learned and that other people will learn too. Especially considering I ran into problems that I wasn't expecting and new things that I'd never seen before. And so if they happen to me, they'll happen to someone else too. Okay, so with that said, let's move along. So you'll have to, have SoundForge, of course, and I'm going to try doing this very same thing here using Audacity for a different video. So Audacity's free and SoundForge is not. So if you don't have SoundForge, no worries. I'm going to see if I can produce the same video for the free software. Okay, so real quickly here, I have some MP3s I'm going to try to put together, and what I typically do for myself anyways is I use Windows Media Player and I throw my tracks into the playlist that I'd like to have. And this is for multiple reasons. One, I can listen to the track at the beginning and listen to the track at the end, and then play the next one and say, okay, do I want that song to follow the one that was just played? And it's either, well, yes, that sounds good, or it doesn't. And then secondly, there's a time down here, and that lets me know how long the playlist is. And it's also good to just have a visual representation of what you're playing. Okay. So what we're using is royalty-free music that was taken from, I think it's let's see if it shows up here. It's called Ben Sound. Ben Sound royalty-free music. It's not showing up here, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. So first thing we'll do is start off with groovy hip hop, and I'm going to try to make this quick. So the first one is groovy hip hop. I'm going to drag it in there. There it goes. All right. So you can scroll out, to zoom in or listen to certain portions. Okay. You could delete portions if something, for whatever reason you don't want it there. Let's say you're making a playlist and you want to censor some music because you might be listening to it around your kids. You can zoom in to like the swear words and change them with pitches, and otherwise just censor the swears for your kids if that's necessary. All right. Anyways, so that's that track there. What you want to do is zoom out just a little bit, like that. Grab your go to the end of the track there by grabbing the bar here, and then put your cursor there. Scroll out a little bit with your scroll wheel. See tight, and out. Okay, that's you use your scroll wheel on your mouse to do that. Now, if you wanted to, you could go like this and delete that extra dead air at the end of the track. Go ahead and grab your next one, and the next one, let's see, will be dubstep. Okay, so now we're up to 6 minutes. Let's throw dubstep in there. Drag it on over. You bring it right there. Go ahead and click OK. And then you might want to come in here and get rid of that dead air. You can go ahead and play it to make sure it's not something you don't want to get rid of. Okay, so there is a small portion of dead air there. Just go in here, go in here. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. There. It's like right there. Yeah, there we go. That's about the dead spot. You can get rid of the dead air, and then check it out. Okay, all right. Grab the seeking bar down here, and also, by the way, you can also click up here whenever you need to jump around. Let's say you need to go back to an old track, an earlier track for whatever reason. You can just do that by clicking like that. Okay, well, let's grab our seek bar here and scroll all the way to the end. Again, you want to take some of that extra dead air to the flat line and delete it with your keyboard. It's on the spot where you have insert, home, page up, page down, end, and delete. You can use the delete key to get rid of it. Okay, now, next track. I'm going to go with all that. So go ahead and grab it, slide it in there. You want it down, get that line, click OK. Now there wasn't a huge gap there this time. Okay. Just go ahead and scroll all the way down again. Grab the end. Oh. Grab the end. Highlight it. And go ahead and fix it right where you want. Delete. Next track. Oh, also now, see we're here at the end. It says 8 minutes. It's 8 minutes. So that's how you know where you are in your timeline. It's right here. Okay. So basically what you're doing is you're taking your MP3s that you own or that you have permission to use or whatever the case may be, right? Okay. And you're dragging them from the folder that I just, pointed out into the canvas, okay? Okay, all right, grab your seeking bar down here again. You can highlight and delete. All right, now next track. So we're doing 10 tracks here, by the way. I'm going to turn a 10 track playlist into a single MP3. And again, like I said, you can use your scroll wheel and scroll in real deep. And when you do that, you can really search the music or the audio and kind of grab and, I mean, you're breaking it down. This is the left channel. This is the right channel. Okay, in the middle. Okay, anyways, scroll wheel back all the way to the end here. Alright, now we are now up to 5 tracks. Now 6 tracks. This one here is something called Funny Song. Actually, I haven't actually listened to any of these. They just borrowed them for this project here. Alright, now that appears to have a long intro. Yeah, see, here's a situation where you might want to go in and alright, now you see yourself 16 minutes. Look here, say 16 minutes. And I use the Windows Media Player because of that view. You can't use that, you don't get that same view using the Windows 10 Groove software. I forget what it's called now. So now I'm going to drag over another track, place it on the canvas here. Now, by the way, you may or may not notice that that deep dark line wasn't there. It's because I kind of brought it over and overlapped it slightly there. Okay, so let's go to our next track. So there, you might have noticed the line was deeper, nice dark red or yellow. Just go ahead and get rid of some of this. Okay, we only have 2 more tracks to go here. Now, you said once again you saw that nice dark red line, so I'm going to cancel it a minute because maybe I didn't really want it there. You know, drag it again, bring it in. Now, I'm not at that line. See where it would be. I can actually bring it over some if I wanted to overlap the other song, just slightly at the end, to buy some extra time or whatever. Get rid of dead air, things like that. And now it overlapped. Okay. Alright, now one more track. The 10th track. Drop it in there, click OK. When you highlight things, you can play them by hitting the space bar or using these functions up here. Okay, so here's an example of dead air at the end of a track. And that there is 10 different audio tracks here now for a total of what I believe is, for a total of 26 minutes. Okay, so here's 10 tracks. 10 tracks there, 10 items, 26 minutes. And all those things there that I just showed you are in here as we drag them over and just put them from, you know, from my folder. Okay, all right. Now, you can go back to the beginning of it if you'd like and stretch it out a little. And so here we have some dead air here. Just go ahead and grab that and get rid of that. So there's not much long of a lead in. And there you see it. So that's how you put multiple MP3 files into SoundForge to create one playlist. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take that playlist and we're going to just save it as an MP3. Well, before we do that, what we'll do is we'll save it as because you see here render as is blank, so you can't render this as an MP3 file. You can save it as an MP3 file, but if you wanted to save it as like a project so that you could come back and add, let's say, more songs, maybe you are not finished creating your playlist, so you weren't really ready to make your MP3, what you want to do is go here to save as. And you're going to want to go into your hard drive or your storage area and create yourself a folder for your projects. For me, I have one here called Work in Progress. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. Now, as you see here, we already have it because I've already created one. This is a this file right here is a I'm sorry here, I'm spacing up for a minute. I forgot what it was called. A .frg. What is that though? I can't remember. Pro project file .frg. Okay, that was what it is. SoundForge Pro project file. So the .frg would be the project file. So what you would do is you would save type as. Okay. Now because I clicked it to this, it changed that to that, and as again, it's already here. That's what this is with the little icon there. This is the project file from the old video that I just made, which was the hour-long one. So what we'll do here, so we don't have to overwrite them, no unnecessary at the moment, is we just change it to fast, because this is supposed to be the short one. So here's our project file that we're going to save now. I'm going to save it as a project. And when I made this earlier, it kept stopping at 50%, but as you see here, it made it to 100. I know it shows 89 here, but I don't really know what that's all about. But in the other video that I made, it kept stopping at like 50%, even though it was saying it was done. And it really was done too. Like, we were able to create the whole file and have the entire thing at 26 minutes. It was just acting funny. Strange things, I don't know. But there it is. So it asks to know if you want to open a new window, and yes you do, because you want to verify things are all good. Okay, and there it is. And let's see now. So here's the .frg. That's the project file that we just worked with. That's what we were creating it off of. Oh, and one other thing is, if you drag a file into here, or let's say you're a DJ and you're talking into your mic, which just briefly I'll do here for a moment. Here I am talking into the mic, right there. You see that? That's me. This is me right here talking. Test 1 2, test 1 2. Now we'll just go ahead and stop it. Okay, see how small all that is? Well, there's two reasons for that. One, I'm talking quieter than I would normally be because it's nearly midnight and the kid's sleeping. And two, I have noticed that I've always had low output from my mic when it was recording onto SoundForge or Audacity, even though I have the boom, not boom, excuse me, the gain on the mic turned up pretty well. If I turn it up too much, it's just too sensitive and it picks up everything from breathing to lip smacks to whatever. And I have it up on a boom, so it's, you know, at the right height for me, so that I can see my computer screen's in front of me and be able to have the mic at a good, you know, at a good height from my mouth and everything. Alright, so anyways, you see how small that is? What you want to do is come up to process, hit volume, and now you see it's louder. Here I am talking into the mic, right there. You see that? That's me. This is me right here talking. Test 1 2, test 1 2. Okay, so I've increased the volume, and if there's something in there I didn't want, let's say, you know, I didn't like it, I can just go in, scroll in, zoom in, and delete, you know, what I don't want by highlighting it. This is me right. So maybe I don't want to hear that in my final cut. This is me right here. So I highlight it and delete it. 1 2, test 1 2. Okay, so that's how you do that. You can record from your mic onto it, and then you can adjust your volume through the process. If you slide a MP3 into your player, and for whatever reason it doesn't want to, it gives you an error, not really an error, but like a warning pop-up saying that it was recorded at a different pitch, you can use tools to change the pitches and sample and fix it through the process. So, like, for example, real quickly, I'll find it. Tool. Wait a minute. Okay, process. That's the volume. Right. Wait. Now, how do I do this? It's been a little while. FX. Okay, right. So you can change the pitch and make the MP3 come down some so it's not playing super fast. And there's also another way of handling it too, and the pop-up will tell you what to do, but I usually use pitch shift. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean.
Talking into the mic, right there, you see that? That's
okay, that's how you can change the pitches. So let's go up.
Here I am talking into the mic, right there, you see that?
Alright, so you can change the pitches using the tools up here and stuff like that. Okay, so anyways, we've already created our project file here, and if you remember beforehand, we don't have the ability to render as, but you can render this. See what I mean? And you can render it as any one of these audio formats. But if you wanted to render it as an MP3, which is the plan, because it's the whole the whole playlist is complete, what you would do is you just go to MP3 here, okay, and then you have the name of your MP3, and then you click save, and now it's going to render that project, which is what it's doing right now. It's rendering the project as an MP3. And so that's one way of doing this. There is another way, which is basically just taking the original file we were working with, and instead of rendering it. See, there I did it again. That is so bizarre. I don't know why that just doesn't go all the way up. But whatever. So weird. Okay, so the reason why you want to check it, I mean, you want it to pop up is because you want to check it. So now you're going to want to scroll out and see what you've got. That's the MP3 we just created. There it is. Okay. Alright, so we have now created an MP3 using save as a project, and then we took the project and we rendered the project. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is go ahead and close this MP3 because we don't need to use it right now. And I'm going to close the project file because I haven't done anything to it. We're not going to do so we've already rendered it. We're not going to do any changes to it, so we're going to close it. This is the thing that we were just working on, which is what we changed. Okay, now I've made an additional input at the very end here, and I'm just going to leave it there for the next way to show how to do this. So then instead of rendering as you see here, if you didn't want to save the project, you just want to get your your MP3 and go, you can save as, and then just save it as an MP3 or whatever other format you're looking to. As you see, it was already there. Now we already have that, and that's the other one. So what we're going to do is change this to say with an addition, so we'll put ADD added. Alright, so now we're going to save as this. And even though here it's in the work in progress, the MP3, that's because it's saved, the FRGs, right? The project files, so that's where that MP3 is. Now, if I wanted to, though, if I was saying, okay, I'm ready to use this, and I wanted to move it elsewhere, I could do that. And, I'd call it as a complete and MP3 file. And now we just save it. I wonder how long this video is. 28 minutes. Okay, so it's not an hour long because this is almost done. It's still shorter, but I was hoping to make it like a 15-minute video, but I guess that ain't gonna happen, huh? I'm certainly not gonna re-record this again. It's still shorter. Okay, so here we go. Again, it stopped. Honestly, I don't know why it does that, because I'm so used to seeing it go all the way up to the end. I don't know. It really doesn't matter. It's acting weird, I guess. There was an update to it. Maybe they made a mistake. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's working. Okay, so we're going to open it up, though, because it asks you when you say yes. So now it's building the peaks. This is the MP3 file we just created. And there it is. Okay. Along with the additional verbal text from me. Not verbal text. Verbal input from me. From my mic. Here I am talking into the mic. Right there, you see that? That's me. Okay, so there's your MP3. And what you've basically done is you've taken several MP3 files and pulled those multiple files into a single file. That's how that's done. So what we can do now is close that MP3 because we've checked it. We know it works. Well, I guess before we do that, let's take a look at the very end. At the very beginning, I mean, excuse me. See, it's working right. Now see, if you go back to the other video, the one that's an hour long, when I rendered these and exported them out to save them as an MP3, the first time, this song, a whole portion of it was missing. And also there was a huge bunch of dead air, or like a whole bunch of flatline at the beginning of it that just kind of went on forever. It was so bizarre. But it's, as you see, gone. I mean, I can make it go out now, but like, there's nothing there. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. It was so weird. Like a whole chunk of the song was just completely missing. It was all flat, and then it picked back up again, like the render broke. It was really weird. But that didn't happen this time. We had success. There was no problems. It just worked as I would like it to. Alright, so we can go ahead and close that MP3. And there's the thing there that we were working with. Now, here's the original file. Keep this in mind. The very first song that I dragged over, right? It was called Groovy Hip Hop. Look down here, it says Groovy Hip Hop. Okay. This is going to ask you if you want to make any changes when you close it. You want to say no, because you don't want to ruin the original file that you started with. And that's it. That's how you take multiple MP3s and turn them into a single, take multiple MP3s to create a playlist, to turn them into a solo MP3 for one MP3, as opposed to multiple MP3s. And then you can do that a couple of times and have many songs in very small amounts of MP3 files, to contain. And it doesn't, change the size all that badly. It doubles it a bit, but it isn't really that big of a deal. Okay, there it is. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.